How's it going, peeps? Another day, another Hawaiian. Welcome back to Viva La Coin. I am Joe. I will be your host for today's deep dive into the cryptocurrency that we have not covered yet from the top 10. That is a massive competitor when it comes to those network chains, and that is the Polkadot cryptocurrency and its ecosystem as a whole, and where you can find it in order to add it to your portfolio if that makes sense in your investment style. So if you do have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Make sure to like this video and share it with any crypto enthusiast in your life that may be entering into this space or unfamiliar with the Polkadot ecosystem. It is some very big and exciting stuff, and I hope that this information allows you to make the best decision for yourself. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into it here. So taking a look at where everything is at, Bitcoin is currently sitting right around a healthy 59.9, and even throughout the daily charts, it is just fluctuating up and down as we continue some consolidation around that psychological barrier of 60K before we push upwards. But Bitcoin is not the center of attention for today. It is Polkadot. Now, you have been following this channel, hopefully for a bit. For anyone new, be aware that we have already covered most of the major cryptocurrency networks in this top 10. So we have already done a video on Cardano. We've done a video on the Binance coin ecosystem. We've done one on Ethereum. And that leaves us with Polkadot as a network in its ecosystem there in order to discuss what differentiates it. Why is it there? What you're going to find is coins aren't in the top 10 by accident. Even Litecoin, that I was a little bit critical of in our video, is still there due to being one of the oldest cryptocurrencies, to still holding a decent amount of value through the years due to institutions adding it. So these different cryptocurrencies add very specific things. Now for Polkadot, they are currently sitting right around $36.89. The all-time high has gotten up to right around $39 and change. It has yet to break the $40 mark, but full transparency, I own a considerable amount of Polkadot. I'm a big fan of this cryptocurrency chain, and I'm only kicking myself because I wasn't buying them sooner. I was first digging into them around the $5 mark. Unfortunately, I did not expect them to have everything ready in the timeline that they did, but it still is very exciting, and I still got in at a pretty decent time, and I foresee a very healthy run-up for the rest of this bull run as well as the future to come. But let's look at the fundamentals as to why. So right now, they have a market cap of right around $33 billion. Now, unlike Ethereum and their 15 million circulating supply, Polkadot has a little bit of a higher count. So right around 920 million with a maximum total supply of just over 1 billion Polkadot cryptocurrency tokens available that will eventually be circulating. And they have significantly less than your Cardano type chain with 31 billion, currently available 45 billion in total. So a decent amount still out there, a lot of room to run for the price. But what separates it, right? So we know Ethereum on the back end has its proof of stake it's trying to set up, but it was the first one to market where people could build on top of it and create different blockchains that would interact with it, or different tokens or businesses. Cardano, developed by one of Ethereum's founders, also similar but different in nature to where it's already predominantly staked. It's ready to go, and it took the route of getting everything put in place beforehand before they went live. Polkadot has an entirely different way to look at their blockchain, and it is going to really change the way that people operate within Polkadot. But first, we're going to ask the question, what is Polkadot? So Polkadot is a chain that is developed actually by one of one of Ethereum's founders as well. So the founding team that developed Ethereum is incredible. One left and created Cardano. There's some of them are still there working on Ethereum, and one left and created Polkadot. And that is actually this guy right here, Dr. Gavin Wood. So Dr. Gavin Wood began originating blockchain technology as a co-founder and CTO of Ethereum. So he's been around in this space for a long time and he knows what he's doing. Now, he coined the term Web 3.0 in 2014, and that is the organization behind the Polkadot network and platform, as well as its cryptocurrency and all the different chains that are built on top of it. So I want to give you a little background on the team. They do have a very heavy foundation in blockchain. This is not some new guy off the street that no one ever heard of. Tried and true developer that developed this project. So Polkadot development is on track to deliver the most robust platform for security, scalability, and innovation. Now we're going to look at their roadmap in a bit, but first let's talk about some of the things that they focus on. So first and foremost, true interoperability. Now, you've heard me say that term before, interoperability. And what I mean by that is these different platforms or networks, they can then go and interact with other cryptocurrencies or blockchains. One of the big issues for Bitcoin and why it was so slow and it took a while to scale is it just was Bitcoin in and of its nature, and that was the blockchain. You couldn't really do much to it. It didn't have a lot of interoperability to plug different things in. Now, you can work on that now, and they're building the Lightning Network and everything, but if a blockchain right out of the gate has a ton of interoperability, that allows cross-blockchain transfers of any type of data or asset, not just tokens. Connecting to Polkadot gives you the ability to interoperate with a wide variety of blockchains in the Polkadot network. So you think about how elaborate our economy is. So this enables economic and transactional scalability. Polkadot provides unprecedented economic scalability by enabling a common set of validators to secure multiple blockchains. Polkadot provides transactional scalability by spreading transactions across multiple parallel blockchains. So if you remember when I mentioned how Ethereum was having an issue doing something called sharding, which is when you take one large database or blockchain and you start to section off pieces of it in different databases so it can run a little bit more smoothly, or you can build different things on different parts of it. So Polkadot is trying to solve that before scaling or going live, just as Cardano was trying to solve the staking issue before going live. Gavin Wood and Charles Hoskinson from Cardano, they learned from the preemptive mistakes of Ethereum and trying to be first to market. Now, what that kind of looks like, and I pulled up this infographic on one of their other websites talking about Plasma, which is a different parachain that runs on it. But Polkadot inherently, instead of having one blockchain, and then that's really the foundation of it, it has an internal, what's known as a relay chain. In that relay chain, hopefully my face isn't blocking it, but if it is, I apologize. That relay chain is the central, let's say, security consensus, and that is where everything is built on top of it. And usually that's just the whole network, including the chain and all of its interoperability. But on that relay chain, there are what are known as parachains. And I know that I'm not going to be blocking all these, but you can have different blockchains or parachains built on top of this relay chain. And they can have their own logic, so to speak, so they don't have to be resigned to follow the same methodology of the relay chain behind everything on the Polkadot network, but instead operate as their own blockchain or ecosystem, which is incredible considering that usually to build those larger underlying blockchains, it's a ton of energy and there's a ton of different connection and energy requirements that go into running that. Well, now you can build different parachains on top of this baseline level on Polkadot and accomplish a lot more, much more quickly than if you were starting from scratch without that base level relay chain. So easy blockchain innovation is allowed by this relay chain to parachain connection. So this allows to create a custom blockchain in minutes using the substrate framework. So you just build on top of that relay chain. Connect your chain to Polkadot and get interoperability and security from day one. Because once you're connected to that, again, you go back to the decentralized nature of cryptocurrency and the blockchains that we've discussed already. It's now protected. Being on that Polkadot network, that relay chain isn't going to be attacked. You would have to attack the entire network as a whole, and it allows a much safer place to put your blockchains and to innovate and to build. The ease of development helps Polkadot's network grow, obviously. Forkless and future-proof. So Polkadot can upgrade without hard forks to integrate new features or fix bugs. And this is huge because if you remember our Ethereum video where I talked about they got hacked way back in 2013 or 14, and they had to create a new fork of it off of Ethereum Classic, or like my Bitcoin video about Bitcoin Cash and all the different Bitcoin forks. Well, now, if something starts to go a little wonky with Polkadot, or it just keeps fucking up the same thing over and over again, well, now you can build on different parachains or different layers to fix those bugs entirely, because that relay chain will allow that interoperability of whatever solutions you need to plug directly into that blockchain. So you don't have to hard fork off a completely new level to your entire blockchain. Instead, you can, as you move forward, build in the proper direction on that already existing blockchain. So I mentioned it a bit, but this provides security for everyone involved on this blockchain. Polkadot's novel data availability and validity scheme allows chains to interact with each other in a meaningful way. Chains remain independent in their governance, but united in their security. So that means each chain can operate how they need to in order to achieve their functions, but all of them work together to strengthen the network. And as the crypto community continues to grow, in bad actors will continue to try and break in, because there's a ton of money that's going to flow into these ecosystems. Security is top priority for everyone involved. So this is massive, massive news. Now, as far as user-driven network governance, so Polkadot has a sophisticated governance system where all stakeholders have a voice. Upgrades to the network are coordinated on-chain and enacted autonomously, ensuring that Polkadot's development reflects the values of the community and avoids stagnation. So these different systems, if you're staking different tokens on the network, if you're partaking in owning Polkadot, you have a voice. They have different votes that you can vote in on. Do I think that A, B, and C upgrades are a good thing? Do I think that we have a certain problem that we need to solve? It involves a decentralized global community of people building and innovating and securing the network now to then move it forward in productive directions, as opposed to just assuming, oh, our team's just going to be able to continue to make the right calls for everyone involved. All incredible stuff enabled by this parachain lineup. And they go in to staking and bonding and governance and all that. I'm going to cover the exchange where I stake Polkadot currently in a following video, and that is the Kraken exchange. I go to this exchange to do a couple different things, and I'm not currently signed in because I have a significant amount of stuff going on in there right now. Haven't moved it out, but this is one of the main exchanges where I buy Cardano. I buy Polkadot specifically on this exchange because it's not available on Binance US or on Coinbase. It is on Voyager, but again, that wait list is a little bit longer. You can download the Voyager app and get it there as well. So Kraken and Voyager are both places that you can purchase Polkadot. And like I said, it's currently sitting right around $36, $37 with a $34 billion market cap. It is the fifth largest cryptocurrency. Well, actually, it's the sixth because Binance isn't available on Kraken. So still up there, and I believe it's going to continue to grow. Now, as far as where they're at in their current ecosystem, is they are currently on their parachain rollout. So that means that the other cryptocurrencies that are being added to this DOT ecosystem that is being built on top of them, they are in the process of rolling them out. And I'll give you one example of a cryptocurrency that is a part of that network, and one of the main cryptocurrencies on Kraken as well that I have bought in the past, Kusama. So this cryptocurrency, and why I'm mentioning them, is they are specifically one of those chains built to interact with Polkadot. And they are kind of a test net for Polkadot. So if they have different parachains or things that they want to test out, but they don't want to build on Polkadot yet, they'll use Kusama. And so on and so forth. They all just sort of scale together in that Polkadot ecosystem. But as you can see, the price effect just with Kusama being available and how well Polkadot has done, it's gone from about $11, $12 this time in August, all the way up to, at its absolute peak, it was about $3.27. I sold the Kusama that I have. It's a little bit more expensive. I don't want to tie up all my funds holding a bunch of it. I think there's a bunch of other good Polkadot ecosystem coins that I want to invest in, but this is just going to allow you to see that the potential for the cryptos built on top of Polkadot is massive, because the potential for Polkadot is massive for those parachains and how they operate. And in my opinion, I will continue to hold Polkadot not only throughout this bull run, but also into the next one as well. I think that both Polkadot and Cardano in their own right have early stage Ethereum vibes to them, to where they are those networks that are coming up and beginning to take some of that network space away from Ethereum. And they're starting to garner a lot of attention from these other massive institutions that were just putting their money into Bitcoin and, by extension, Ethereum. If they can continue to roll out successfully, if these parachains operate the way that they should, if they continue to protect all of the ecosystems on their chain and they don't have any massive issues, I think that they could be a big competitor for Ethereum moving forward, and also solve a series of other problems and scalability issues in different ways and forms that we have not seen yet. So really great job by the Polkadot team and everyone involved in Web 3.0 and where they've gotten it to this point. And I hope that this background on Polkadot was not only informative, but it helped you better understand whether or not they would be worth your investment in the future and where to find them. Aside from that, as always, hit like on the video, share this to anyone that you believe would find this valuable, and ultimately, it was my pleasure having you today on Viva La Coin, and I will catch you guys next time.